Hello and welcome to the very first episode of the Learning Ledger. In this video, I will be introducing myself, talking a little bit about what this channel is going to be pertaining to, and then jumping right into today's topic, which is how can you save and why investing is very, very important. So my name is Jay Patel. I am a investor. I am a full-time employee. I am a full-time student. And on top of that, I also manage a business. And the only reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to know that, I do have a little bit of experience underneath my belt. And not only do I want to build credibility, but I also want you to know that, that I'm talking from experience. I've made mistakes in the past, and that's something that I want to teach the upcoming generation. Whether you are a young adult, in your early 20s, or if you are a teenager heading to college, or if you're a 13-year-old or 14-year-old just starting to work now, this is exactly where you need to be. And if you are interested in investing and wanting to save, you're in the right place and you're already one step ahead if you're watching this video. That being said, this channel is going to be pertaining to a lot of things. I'm going to have interviews with a lot of doctors, lawyers, teachers, accountants, everyday jobs and professions. There's a bunch of YouTubers out there that will run into the street and they'll interview a billionaire. That's simply not the reality of the world. There's just a few billionaires, and the rest of us, well, we have to work. We have to learn financial literacy. We have to learn how to invest, and that's how you really build wealth. And so I'll be talking a lot about what you can be doing, the right credit cards and debit cards, investment strategies, what you need to invest on, how to invest, how to save, all kinds of educational videos on this channel. So without further ado, let's get right into this. All right, guys. So now that we've got all the introduction out of the way, let's get right into this. So I've built a little Excel sheet. Might not look the cleanest, but I'll explain what I have on here. So first, I'm gonna teach you or explain to you why it's important to invest in numerical terms. And then we'll talk about how to save and just a basic strategy that I've been using for a while. So we've got the scenario A, which is the investor, right? He makes $1,500 a month, spends $500 a month. All right, now necessities. All right, let's explain this. Let's stop right here and let me explain this. So necessities. First of all, if you are a young adult, meaning you're from working age 13, 14 to 24, 25, right? And you can carry this onwards, and no, it's not going to be the same every month. But your necessities should not be eating out. That your primary focus should be saving, right? Saving. So your expenses need to be your necessities. Eating out is not a necessity. Having $100 in subscriptions is not a necessity, right? Buying car parts is not a necessity, right? Like car parts, meaning let me explain that before somebody in the comment section goes crazy, meaning like just to upgrade your car or just make it look, just make it louder. It's not a necessity, right? So differentiate between those and learn how to save. Between that age, you should be saving and investing. So he's making $1,500. He is spending $500. Then that $1,000 left, he's only leaving $200 in his checking account, and that's just emergency fund. His tire pops. He needs to buy something extra groceries. Maybe he undercalculated his groceries and he needs to buy extra groceries. That's what that's for. But the rest of that $800, he's gonna throw it into a brokerage account. So now that brokerage account is going to be anything, Robinhood, Fidelity are the two that I know don't have any brokerage fees and that are really good. So just any brokerage, and he's investing $800 a month into that, right? So you've got $9,600 at the year end. $800 times 12 months, you've got $9,600, right? On that, you're going to make about $1,152. How did I come up with that number? Well, that's assuming a 12% return, right? Now, 12% is pretty conservative compared to the S&P, which is giving what, about 13.61% last year. So you can definitely do 12%, with the right investments, you can get more. You can get 17, 18. It's not a good idea to invest in one singular stock. But like Google had a great return, right? So I know you can do 12%. That's fair. That's conservative. So you're making $1,152 on that $9,600. You made that, and now your total is $10,752, right? Your checking account. Let's go back to it. So you were putting aside $200. You do that for 12 months. You've got $2,400 at the year end. Well, you actually don't have that $2,400. Yes, it's sitting in your account. It reads $2,400, but actually considering inflation, considering your buying power went down, it's actually $2,335. This is assuming a inflation rate of 2.7%. Based on 2025, but this can be a lot higher or a lot lower. We don't know, but your buying power goes down. That's just what it is. You can't really do nothing about it. If you leave your money just sitting in there, your $1, what it's worth today, is not going to be worth $1 at the year end. So the scenario A, the guy comes up $13,087. Now look at scenario B here. Right, he's a non-investor. He's got $1,500, same income as this guy. He's also spending $500, and look, he's also only spending it on necessities. Right, so he's not spending it on BS things. Well, instead of the $800 in brokerage, he's throwing his $1,000 into the checking account. So he gets his paycheck, $1,500, Wells Fargo on Friday. He's leaving that money there. He's gonna spend he's gonna do his necessities, and he's gonna leave that $1,000 in his checking account. All right. So simple math says he does this for 12 months, and he's got $12,000 at the year end. But again, let's look at inflation. Right? He actually does not have $12,000. He only has $11,670 because his buying power went down. Does that mean in his bank account he'll see $11,670? No, he'll still have the figure 1,2,000. But again, he can't do much with it because inflation, buying power went down. So your difference, 13,000 minus the 11,670, you're coming up a difference of $1,417. Now you may say, "Hey Jay, that's not a significant amount considering the entire year, right? It's only $118 a month. That's not a lot." But well, guys, look, this is assuming a $1,500 income, right? But what if you made $60,000-$70,000 a year, and you're saving about $30,000 of that a year, and you just want to keep it in that checking account? Well, guess what? Now you're losing about $1,000 because of inflation each year that you keep your money in the checking account. So it does make a big difference, right? It does make a difference. We're playing with small numbers, so we're getting small numbers. But if I substitute these for like 1.5, right, you're gonna be looking at a significant difference. And so I really hope you understand why it's important to invest. Not only the return, but you also want to include the inflation. And now I'm gonna explain to you, like, think about it this way, right? Think about the opportunity cost. With me putting $800 aside each month, not being able to touch it, and it going into my brokerage account, right? It's gone. I'm not going to overspend. If I leave this $1,000 in my checking account, I don't know about y'all, but if I had $1,000 in my account each month or each week or whatever your case may be, I'm more likely to stop by Chick-fil-A and grab me something to eat. I'm more likely to stop at a shoe store and buy me those $200 pairs of shoes. I'm more likely to spend money on online shopping and whatnot. And so this $11,000 might not even be $11,000 after you spend it, because you're more likely to spend it. So that money that you put in that brokerage account, I mean, you're not going to be seeing it. It's there, it's yours. But if it's in a different account, you you see a pair of shoes that you like and you only have $200 in your checking account, well, guess what? You're not going to be able to buy those, and you're somehow forced to save. It's a good thing, right? So consider that too. Now, no, now you're on board with me. You're like, hey Jay, I want to invest. This motivated me to start investing. But my only problem is, how do I save? I can't never save. I only make $1,200 a month. How do you expect me to put aside $500-$600 just to invest? Well, here's how you do it, right? So you got $1,242 that hits your well, let's just say this is your entire month's income. So this $1,200 is your $1,242 monthly income, right? Your expense. You're spending $500, right? Again, necessities. This $500 only necessities. You don't want, if you're in a young adult, you shouldn't be spending money on eating out, subscriptions, all of that. That shouldn't be happening. So your expenses are $500, right? You're $742 in cash, and that's sitting in your checking account, right? Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna save 700 of that 742, and you're gonna spend $42. This $42 is your BS money. You can spend it on food. You can spend it on games. If you can get shoes as cheap as $42, spend it on shoes. I mean, do whatever you want with it. Throw it in a Price Picks account and gamble it. Do whatever. That is your money. But use this formula for no matter what amount you are saving, right? So let's say you save $726. Or you have $726, you're gonna save $700, spend $26. If you have $798, guess what? You're in luck, because now you can spend $98 and save $700. And this is a guaranteed formula. I've been using it since I was 13. It's worked. It's effective. I make more money now, but I used to do it when I made $200 a month, when I made $600, when I make $700. You can do this with no matter what amount. And that is really it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you took away a lesson. I hope this motivated you to invest and save. Please leave a like and subscribe for future videos to be coming. And leave a comment if you think that, I can do something better, maybe equipment, because again, this is my first video. So if you think I can get better equipment, if you think that I can, improve my video quality, just any criticism you have for me, please feel free to leave it. And have a good day.